Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy King Killer back here today with another video. Thank you guys for dropping by. So in today's video, we are going to be rebuilding probably the most hated team in the NBA, the Phoenix Suns. And taking a look at the record for this team, they are 20-19 on the year, sitting 7th in the conference. And on top of that, they are currently on a 4-game losing streak. They are 4-12 over their last 16 games played. So it is not looking good for Phoenix at all. At the start of the year, I don't think anybody predicted that Phoenix would be this bad. And taking a look at the roster, this team has been filled with so much drama both on and off the court, and both before the season and during the season. And like I said, a lot of people don't like this team. They're probably the most hated team. It's like neck and neck between Phoenix and Memphis. And I think a big reason why a lot of people hate this team is just because a lot of people on this team are just so cocky to the point where it's like, you're not winning games. You're barely one game above 500. How can you be cocky? How can you have that type of attitude, you know? And it would make sense, you know, if they were winning. I think them going to the finals got to their head because they act like they won the championship when it's like they just went. So they're being cocky about, you know, being second place winners. It doesn't make sense to me. And then, like I said, there has been a lot of drama with a lot of different players on this team, starting with both Devin Booker and Chris Paul being called out as dirty players, especially against that series. Well, not series, but all those matchups against the Pelicans. They were being called out as dirty players. And then another funny drama speculation that happened some point during the season was that supposedly Chris Paul had smashed Kim Kardashian, according to Kanye West, which was just like the most randomest thing ever because it came out of nowhere. DeAndre Ayton being kind of trapped in Phoenix, even though he does not want to be there. He has to be there because he just signed the contract. And the coach Monty Williams straight up not liking DeAndre Ayton. There's so much tension between both of those guys. And another drama is Jay Crowder not playing for the year. And I think the reason with him though was because I think the Suns owner had made a racist comment, or he had did something that Jay Crowder did not like. So Jay Crowder decided not to play for a racist owner. And they have yet to trade him though, which sucks because I wanted to see Jay Crowder ball out. I'll always love him for his time in Boston. And it sucks that, you know, the trade is taking so long and he's pretty much just sitting out games. So like I said, a lot has happened in Phoenix, and don't worry, Phoenix fans, I'm here to try to fix this team. So taking a look at the roster, Devin Booker, franchise player, not going anywhere. Chris Paul is getting up there in age, 37 years old, and he is starting to regress in real life. Still a pretty good playmaker, all right defensively, good leader, but I think if he doesn't retire at the end of this year, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try to trade him for his final year, just because I want to try to bring in a younger point guard. DeAndre Ayton is somebody I would actually like to try to win with. He was the #1 overall pick, so I would like to definitely try to keep him on this team and try to win with him. Mikal Bridges is a good defensive player, maybe a little undersized at the small forward position, good shooter, good defender, but he might stay with us unless I could try to package him into a deal where we get like another all-star or superstar. Then I would probably trade him, but if not, I think he'll be on the team. Cameron Johnson is somebody I would actually like to get rid of. He is a good shooter. I just don't think he is a good power forward, and I don't think he really, you know, fits that role of a power forward in Phoenix. He's not really a good rebounder, not really a good interior defender. So I would like to definitely try to trade him and get a better power forward. Torrey Craig, somebody that, you know, might be a good player off the bench for us. He is shooting pretty good, 47% and 39 from deep. So if he could keep this up, I would definitely like to bring him back on a good contract. Cameron Payne, somebody who is a good backup point guard, wouldn't mind bringing him back. Saric, probably somebody I trade, especially with those shooting percentages. That looks nasty. I would definitely like to try to trade him. Damian Lee, somebody I might look to bring back, but then again, he is 30 years old. He's probably going to be 31 soon, so maybe I'd like to try to get something for him. Jay Crowder is somebody I'm actually going to try to trade before the season even continues, just so he could go ahead and go ball out somewhere else. Landale, I think he's a rookie. No, he's a second year man. I don't really think I want him. I think I'd try to get a better backup big. Josh Okogie and then Shamit and then Biombo, probably people that are not going to play and won't be back for us next year. So what I want to do with this team is I think I'm going to try to add another all-star type player next to Devin Booker. I don't know who yet, but first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to try to trade Jae Crowder and see if I could just get anything for him, maybe a first round pick, a second round pick, and I will see you guys at the rotation for the rest of season number 1. Alright, so we will be sending Jae Crowder back to Memphis for Danny Green and a first round pick. Alright, and the last trade we're going to be making for the year is getting some shooting off the bench. So we'll be trading Shamit, Saric, and a first round pick for Buddy Hield and James Johnson. Alright, and actually I do want to go ahead and make one more trade before the rest of the season continues. I'm going to be sending Landale, Danny Green, 2 second round picks to the Detroit Pistons for Nerlens Noel and Kevin Knox. Do they accept this trade? Yes, they do. Alright, so for the rest of season number 1, this is what the lineup is going to be looking like. CP3, Booker, Bridges, Johnson, Aiden. Off the bench, we got Buddy Hield, Cameron Payne, Torian Craig, and Nerlens Noel. Taking a look at the system proficiency for this team, it is going to be 4.5 stars. Pace and space is anything better? No, it is not. So we're going to go ahead and run with that. And then taking a look at the shot tendencies for this team, Devin Booker is fine at a 95. Chris Paul could go up to about a 65. Aiden can definitely go up to about an 80. Bridges can go up as well to about a 75. Johnson can go up to about a 65. Buddy Hield can go up to about a 75. Craig could go up to about a 55. Payne could stay at a 70. Damian Lee can go up a little bit, even though I don't think he's going to be playing for us. And then Nerlens Noel can definitely go up. I don't know why they always have like some players so like ridiculously low. He could go up to about a 55, and I believe that is everybody playing for us. So we are 20-19 on the year. I'm hoping we could at least finish as a 6 seed or better, and I will catch you guys at the end of season number 1. Alright, so at the end of season number 1, Luka, Paolo, blah blah blah, Jordan Poole 6th man, AD Depoy, Trey Jones most improved, and then Willie Green coach of the year. Do we get anybody on an all NBA team? We surprisingly do not. We do not get Devin Booker on an all NBA team. All defensive team, nobody, and then we did not have any rookies. So taking a look at where we finished on the year, we ended up as the 4th seed, going 48-34. So not too bad. I think that's what, 28-15. So that's what we go for the rest of the video with the new team that we had. And then taking a look at the player stats for the team, we have Devin Booker leading the way with 24 points, 4.5 boards, 6 assists. Aiden with about 18 points, 11 rebounds, and 1 block. Buddy Hield was the 3rd leading scorer off the bench with 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he was really efficient, shooting 43% from deep. So I would definitely take that. Mikal Bridges with about 16 points. Was he efficient? Oh yeah, he was really efficient as well. Another 41% from the 3-point line. Cam Johnson, 13 points. Was he efficient? Not so much from the field, but 40% from deep, so I will take it. Chris Paul, man, regressing pretty bad, only averaging 12 points, but he did have 9.5 assists with almost 2 steals a night, so I will take it. Cameron Payne with about 10 and 4.5. Lee with about 8. Craig with about 7. And then Nerlens Noel with about 5.5 with 4.5 rebounds. And yeah, so we are going to go ahead and we are facing the Denver Nuggets in round 1. Did they add anybody new? They did not. And on a side note, this is completely, random, but they blew out the Clippers today so bad. They were up, I think, by like 30, 40 points, something like that. Paul George only had like 2 points. Kawhi, I think, only had like 8 or something like that. That was crazy. I did not expect that, but here we go. Simulating game number 1. We end up winning and we blow them out. Devin Booker with 32, Buddy Hield with 31 off the bench. Wow. Cam Johnson with 28, Chris Paul with 21, 10, and 20. Yo, this team did not mess around game 1. So let's see if we could keep it up. Game number 2, we end up winning again by 18 points. Booker with 38, 9, and 10, almost dropping a triple-double. Chris Paul with 19 and 11. This team is on a roll. Game number 3, we end up winning by 9. Booker with 29 and 11, and Chris Paul with 20 and 7. Game number 4, do we just complete the sweep? No, we do not. We end up losing game number 4, but that's okay. Aiden with 17, Booker with 16. Game number 5, and boom, we end up winning the series. So we get out of round 1. Booker with 27 and 10, Aiden with 26 and 10 as well. Moving on to round number 2, we are facing Chris Paul's old team, the Clippers, and they added Clint Capella. Okay, and then they got Zubac off the bench. Okay, because that's something that, oh look, they even traded for our old player. That's pretty funny. But that's something that the Clippers need to do, is they need a bench big off the bench. So it's good to see that they actually got him. But they are the 8th seed, so I expect to win this. So game number 1, we end up losing. Booker dropped 33, Aiden with 19. Game number 2, we end up blowing them out. Chris Paul with 34, 6 and 9, Booker with 27. Game number 3, we end up losing. Come on, I don't want to go down 3-1. Booker with 33, Bridges with 16. Come on, the rest of the team has to step up. Game number 4, we end up losing by 5. Damn, okay. Game number 5, do we end up winning it? Come on, force a game 6. We do not. How do we lose to the 8th seed? Come on, that doesn't make no sense. I don't know why they do that. All right, so simulating the rest of the playoffs, see who wins it, and the Clippers surprisingly win it as a 8th seed. And taking a look at the playoff stats real quick, Devin Booker led the way with 26 points, Buddy Hield with 16 and a half, Aiden with 16, Chris Paul with 14, 13, 13, 9, 7 and 7. So my plans for this offseason is going to see if I could try to get somebody else for Chris Paul. Chris Paul definitely put up a good performance in the playoffs with those big games that he had, but I think it's time to move on from both him and Cameron Johnson. So I will see you guys when I want to trade, when I find a good trade for both of these players. Alright, so the first trade that I'm going to be making is sending Cameron Johnson 2 second-round picks and 2 first-round picks to the Nuggets for Aaron Gordon and a first-round pick. Alright, and the next trade that I'm going to be doing is sending CP3 to the Brooklyn Nets for Ben Simmons. Do they accept this trade? And they do. Alright, so for season number 2, this is what the lineup is going to be looking like. We got Ben Simmons, Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, Aaron Gordon, DeAndre Ayton. Off the bench, we got Buddy Hield, Cameron Payne, Nerlens Noel, and Kyle Phillips. So it is looking nice. System proficiency for this team is going to be 4 stars, and nothing is better than 4 stars, so we will leave it at balance. And then taking a look at the shot tendencies for the team, Devin Booker could stay at a 95, DeAndre Ayton could stay at an 85. Mikal Bridges can go up to an 80. Aaron Gordon can he could go up a little. Actually, he could stay at a 70. Ben Simmons can stay at a 60. Buddy Hield can stay at an 80. 70 is good. 60 is good, and then 65 is good. And I think that's about everybody. So with this team, I am hoping we could try to get a top 3 seed in the West and try to get back to the finals. So we're gonna go ahead and simulate, and I will catch you guys at the end of the season. Alright, so at the end of season number 2, Luka winning MVP, Victor winning Rookie of the Year, Terry Rozier winning 6th man, Evan Mobley DPOY, Evan Mobley Most Improved, and then Monty Williams, our own coach, gets Coach of the Year. Taking a look at the All-NBA teams, do we get anybody that makes it? Surprisingly, we do not. Does anybody make an all-defensive team? Yes, sir. Ben Simmons making it. And taking a look at the record for our team, we go number 1 in the conference as we go 59-23. That's what I'm talking about. Taking a look at the player stats for the year, Devin Booker leading the way, 23.5 points, 4.5 boards, 6.5 assists. And he shot really good, 54%, 44%. DeAndre Ayton, 19 and 11. Mikal Bridges, 17 points. Aaron Gordon, 16 points and 7 boards. That's what I'm talking about. And he was pretty efficient except from the free throw line. Buddy Hield off the bench with 15 points. Ben Simmons with 10, 7, and 8, and 2 steals to go along with it. Cameron Payne with about 9 points and 6 assists off the bench. Nerlens Noel with 7 and 4. And Kyle Phillips, the rookie, with 5 points and 4 boards off the bench. And taking a look at who we are facing in round number 1, we are facing the Utah Jazz. Did they add anybody else? They added Victor, D'Lo as well, Lonnie Walker, Naz Reid. Okay, so they do got kind of a squad. I'm not too worried about this. I'm just going to go ahead and simulate the round, and I'm hoping we could win. So yes, sir. You see right there, we end up sweeping them. Game number 1, Devin Booker dropping 40 points, Mikal Bridges with 23. Game number 2, Devin Booker with 33 and Ayton with 17. Game number 3, Ben Simmons leading the way surprisingly with 21 points, Ayton with 19. And then game number 4, Ayton with 27 and 10 and Booker with 25. Moving on to round number 2, we are facing the Dallas Mavericks. Can Devin Booker get his revenge? Can Devin Booker get his revenge on Luka and the Mavs? Did they add anybody? They added Mitchell Robinson. Okay, that's actually a pretty good pickup. They added our old friend Dario Saric and then KCP as well. And they also have Jock Landale, so another old teammate of ours. So I'm not too worried, but we are going to go ahead and simulate game by game. So game number 1, we end up losing. We drop game number 1, 30 for Bridges, 22 for Booker. Game number 2, we end up losing this one as well. Come on. Booker with 40. What does Luka have? I know Luka probably has some crazy ass numbers. 35, 13, and 15. Okay. So real quick, I'm actually going to go ahead and adjust the minute rotation so Gordon could get a little bit less. I'm going to go ahead and give Noel a couple more minutes. He could drop a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give Mikal Bridges a little bit more minutes. And game number 3, come on, we end up losing by 1 point. Come on, this is not how I wanted it to go. Game number 4, can we make a comeback? I mean, I did it in my last video, so we will go ahead and simulate game by game. And we are in Dallas, and it's not looking good. Come on, they're gonna embarrass Devin Booker once again. Yeah, we end up losing. We end up getting swept in the second round. Come on, we were almost a 60-win team. How do we? Oh my god, this one doesn't make sense about 2K. Come on, we was almost a 60-win team, and you gonna have us get swept. And of course, it was by Dallas. So definitely not the way I wanted to go out. But we almost won 60 games this past season, so I'm just gonna go ahead and run it back, and I'll see you guys at the start of season number 3. Alright, so for the final season here in Phoenix, this is what the lineup's going to be looking like. Simmons, Booker, Bridges, Gordon, Ayton. Off the bench, we got Hield, Payne, Phillips, and Noel. So pretty much the same exact team we had last season. And system proficiency, it is going to remain 4 stars because nothing is better. And then taking a look at these shot tendencies, everything should pretty much be the same. We're going to go ahead and up Bridges a little bit. Gordon could go up to a 70. Ben Simmons can go up to a 60. Phillips can go down to about a 65. Buddy Hield could go up to an 80. Payne, actually, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch. Payne can go down. Phillips can go up a little bit. And then Nerlens Noel can drop to a 55. So I'm hoping we could get a 60-win season, and I hope we don't regress bad. I hope we don't go from like a 1 seed last season to like the 7th seed this year. So I'm praying we get the 1st seed again, and I will see you guys at the end of the final season. Alright, so at the end of season number 3, Luka again winning MVP, Rookie of the Year, Isaiah, Brandon Miller, 6th Man of the Year, Evan Mobley, Depoy again, Scotty Barnes, Most Improved, and then Steven Silas, Coach of the Year. Does anybody make an all-NBA team? And surprisingly, nobody makes it. Okay, all defensive team, Ben Simmons once again making it. I love to see that, and that is everybody. And taking a look at where we finished this year, we ended up as the 2nd seed going 57 and 25. So we ended up backtracking just a little bit, but that is fine. And taking a look at the player stats for the year, Devin Booker leading the way again, 24 points and 7 assists. DeAndre Ayton with about 18 and 10. Mikal Bridges with 17 points. Aaron Gordon with almost 17 and 7 rebounds. Buddy Hield with 16 points off the bench. Ben Simmons with 11, 6.5, and 8.5, and 2 steals. Cameron Payne with about 8.5 and 5.5 assists. And then Kyle Phillips with 7 and 5. And Nerlens Noel with 5 and 3. So we did pretty good. And I just hope we can make a good playoff run. So we are once again facing the Utah Jazz in round number 1, who added Lonzo Ball, Taylor Hendricks, Nicholas Claxton. Okay, so they added a couple of good players. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna adjust the rotation just a little bit. So Nerlens Noel can drop to about 10. Phillips can go up about 8. Buddy Hield can drop a little bit. Cameron Payne can go up 1. And I would like to give the last couple minutes to Ben Simmons and maybe to, I guess, Devin Booker. So this is what we're going to be rocking with. I am confident in round number 1, and I hope I didn't jinx myself. So we're going to go ahead and simulate the round. And Oh my God, just like that, we almost lost. We almost lost. I was about to turn off my computer. I was about to turn off everything. We just won in game 7. We came back from a 3-1 lead. Game number 1, Booker only had 18 and Bridges with 16. Game number 2, we ended up losing. You see the stats right here. Game number 3, we won barely by 6 points. Game number 4, we lost by about 18 points. Game number 5, we ended up winning. Game number 6, we ended up winning. And then game number 7, we ended up winning. That was a close one. Now we are taking on Oklahoma City. And did they add anybody? They added this dude. They added Jarvis Walker. They added Gafford, Tate, Mikey Williams. Okay, so they definitely have a good team. So we're gonna go game by game right here, simulating game number 1, and we end up losing. Devin Booker with 23, Gordon with 20. Game number 2, we end up winning by 11. Okay, so we are putting up a fight. At least we won a game in the second round this time. Booker with 25, Bridges with 25. Game number 3, we end up losing by 10 points. Come on. Devin Booker with 27, 9, and 9, and Buddy Hield with 20. And I'm actually going to go ahead and adjust the rotation real quick. I'm going to drop him down a little bit, and then who else can get some minutes? I think I'm going to go ahead, adjust this, and he could get about this much. Okay, so game number 4, we end up losing by 10. Come on. I don't know. I don't know. Come on. Don't do me like this. Can we make a comeback? We're going to go ahead and use this Simcast real quick for game number 5. We are in Phoenix. We cannot drop this game. Come on. I know you guys have it in you. That's right. We are winning. We are up by 11, and it looks like we are going to win this game barely by 3 points as Booker drops 24 and Aiden with 19. Game number 5 in OKC. Come on. Win this game. Bring it back to the Phoenix Arena, and we are up. It is going back and forth, and we end up barely winning by 4 points. Bridges with 25, Gordon with 16. A lot of people scored double digits. Game number 7, it all comes down to this. Come on, we are in Phoenix. We can come back down from another 3-1 lead as they start off the first quarter with a 27-point lead, or 26-point lead. Oh, it might be over before it even begun. No, we are gonna lose in the second round as we get blown out and embarrassed in Phoenix. Damn, not how I wanted it to go. Definitely not how I wanted it to go. And Jaylen Brown is on the Houston Rockets. What the hell is this? Okay, well, I guess that's gonna go ahead and that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to go ahead, drop a like on the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because it's greatly appreciated. Thank you guys for making it to the end of the video. Stay safe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.